Everyone, and welcome to Tapping Tuesday. Today we're going to be doing tapping on grief. And for those of you who are new, I'm going to explain EFT tapping and what that all entails, and then I'm going to share this on my page. Those of you who are new to EFT tapping, today's topic might be a little bit intense. It is a topic that is very in depth, and for those of you who are going through the grieving process right now, it may bring up a lot for you. So I just want to preface this with I really hope that you also are seeking out counseling or somebody to talk to. This is something that I really wanted to come on here and do, but it is a really kind of, it can bring up a lot of feelings, so I want you to be able to process them in a healthy way. So I'm going to share this on my page, and then I will explain what EFT tapping is. I'll show you the tapping points, and then we're going to get into the tapping. So let me just share this onto my page so that everyone knows that I'm live. Story. Okay. So, for those of you who are new, EFT tapping, or emotional freedom technique, uses the meridians of the body to send a calming signal to the brain to help you to get out of the fight or flight response in the brain. EFT tapping has been used with PTSD, people coming back from the military. So it has been used in a lot of different situations to help people process their emotions and get through difficult situations in their lives. So today's topic is on grief. And I really wanted to come on here and discuss this because I feel like there's a lot of people that are going through grief in their life, and I really kind of wanted to dedicate this to one of my really good friends who just lost her little baby boy. So I really wanted to focus on the stages of grief and kind of processing through that as we tap. As I said before, if you're new to EFT tapping, EFT tapping is an emotional freedom technique. So it brings up the emotions that you're already feeling in your body so that you can release them. Now, while we're focusing on grief today, it may be very heavy. It may bring up a lot of emotions and things that may have been kind of trapped inside you, or things that you felt like you couldn't release. It's all supposed to be in a healthy way, because what tapping does is it allows you to process the emotion so that you can get it out of your body. So if you cry, if you are angry, if you're frustrated, if you're going through it, that's a good sign. And I encourage you to maybe, make sure that you have time carved out in your day. Make sure that you're not having to run off to do something after this. Make sure that you have a support system. You have people there that if you're really in the thick of it, that after you do this tapping, that you can talk to. Make sure you're also going to see counselors, therapists. I am not a licensed therapist. I am a life coach, but this technique is something that you can really use to help you kind of move through these feelings. But it's not in place of therapy or in place of counseling. So I just want to preface it with that before we kind of get started, because this is a heavy topic. So I wanted to go over first the 5 stages of grief. And people have different there's different um, people that say different stages, but these were the ones that I really kind of resonated. So the first stage is denial. So I think a lot of people can, if you've ever gone through a loss. I know for me, I lost my aunt about a year and a half ago to cancer. And when it was first happening, it was the denial phase was really before the passing. So that can kind of be, you know, um, just denial of like what had happened or something that you just cannot accept the fact that this person either has passed or is passing. Um, the anger stage. So the anger is like, could be, if you're a religious person, like it could be angry at God. It could be angry at yourself for not doing enough. It could be angry at the person for not taking care of themselves enough or not letting you know about their illness, or whatever, is going on with them. So it could be like the anger that you're feeling. The third step is bargaining. And I think that this is a phase that we kind of go through on and off. So these aren't necessarily linear. I think we kind of go through them in different places. So bargaining, the bargaining of why did this have to happen? Some people even go to the lengths of saying, I wish it could be me and not the other person. And the bargaining with God, I why did you have to why did this have to happen, why is this happening to me, and kind of the bargaining of like I wish that I could have done something more or those kind of things. The fourth phase is depression, and this is really the phase where it can come in and out of all of this. So like these phases aren't linear because if you've ever gone through grief in your life, if you've ever lost somebody really close to you, you know that these phases you go in and out of with so many different things. But depression really is the one that is the hardest because I feel like, when you're in that when you're going through that depression, it's really hard to really pull yourself out of and to really see the hope and the belief that things are going to get better, that, this happened for a reason. It really, it can be the worst part of it, and that's the part that I really want you to reach out. I want you to, get therapy, get help, talk to somebody. If you really need to talk to somebody about that, phase of the grieving stage, because this is great. EFT tapping is great to be able to utilize to help you get out of your emotions, but it's not in place of any of those things. And I think that there's so much that you also need to work with a licensed professional on. And then there's the acceptance phase. So the fifth stage is acceptance. So acceptance is where you realize that, this happened and you made peace with it, even if you're still sad, because grief never really goes away, they say, and you still are upset and you're still sad, but you have come to a place where you just accept that this has happened and that you need to kind of process it and you're allowing yourself to have your emotions. So that's the place that we really want to get to. And it's not going to happen overnight. And just one round of tapping is not going to heal it. The thing about tapping is it is so helpful. It is so helpful to be able to actually process the emotions, but it's not in place of any, one thing. So, without further ado, let's get into the tapping. I'm going to go over the tapping points with you, and then we're kind of going to get settled and get into the tapping. So, when we're doing tapping, I say phrases and then you're going to repeat the phrases after me. So if you're new to this tapping, that's kind of how this works. It's kind of, I tap on the points and say a phrase, and then you tap on the points and repeat after me. So I'm going to show you the tapping points. So the first one is the karate chop point, which is right about here on your hand. And then the top of the head, the eyebrow point, the sides of the eye, underneath the eye, underneath the nose, the chin point, the collarbone point, and then underneath the arms. So this point is going to be right about here. You can see it on each side. And it's kind of, I feel like this one feels really weird to do. But those are the tapping points. So what that does is it sends a calming signal to the amygdala to let your brain know to get out of the fight or flight response in the brain. So as we're doing this, we tap on the negative first. So when I'm bringing up something to repeat, it's not to ingrain this pattern. It's actually to get it up and out of your body, to release it. So we're going to focus on the negative first. Then we're going to move to more neutral. Then we're going to move to the positive. And because of today's topic, if you at any point feel like it's too much for you, like you can't, this is not, beneficial, I completely understand, and you can just, stop the tapping. But I do encourage you to tap like at least a little bit from the negative to a little bit more positive, because when we get through that negative, even if it brings up heavy emotions, it releases it. And in order to ingrain more positive, we need to move into a more positive state. Okay, so without further ado, we're gonna get started on the tapping. So what I want you to do is I want you to just roll your shoulders back, maybe roll your neck around a little bit, and just get really comfortable and kind of sit back in your seat. You can close your eyes. And I want you to take 3 deep breaths in. So inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. So I want you to just check in with your body. How are you feeling in this exact moment right now? So in tapping, we work with an MPI, or our most pressing issue. And today, our most pressing issue is grief, is sadness. So on a scale from 1 to 10, I want you to rate how intense this grief is. And If you're not going through an immediate stage of grief or a loss of a loved one, maybe there's something in your life that you're grieving. Maybe something in your life has gone away that you really are missing right now, and there's a sense of loss there. Or maybe you really are just in the thick of grieving a loved one. Wherever you're at, just on a scale from 1 to 10, just rate how that feels in your body. And it's okay if you get emotional. Throughout this process, emotions are good. They're a release. So just allow it to come up. And then check in with your body. How's your body feeling? Are you noticing any tension, any tightness anywhere? And just rate that on a scale from 1 to 10 as well. And then once you're ready, we're going to open our eyes and we're going to begin the tapping. So for those of you who are new, just follow along with the tapping points. I'll try to guide you and you just repeat after me after what I say. We're going to start on the karate chop point, so just repeat after me. Even though I am grieving right now, I completely love and accept myself. So we're tapping on the side of the hand, just repeating after me. Even though I'm grieving right now, I completely love and accept myself. We're tapping on the side of the hand. Even though I am grieving right now, I allow myself to grieve in the way that I need to grieve. And we're going to move to the top of the head and just repeat after me. I'm feeling so much grief right now. I'm just feeling so many emotions. Maybe I'm feeling shocked. Maybe I'm feeling sad. Maybe I'm feeling angry. Maybe I'm in denial. Maybe I'm feeling depressed. Maybe I'm trying to bargain. Whatever I'm feeling is completely normal. It is safe to feel what I am feeling. It is safe to cry. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to miss this person. It's okay to be angry. Just feeling what I'm feeling and allowing it to be. I wish things were different. But I can't change what happened. I'm having a tough time. I'm having a tough time letting go. I'm feeling all of these emotions associated with grief. Each and every one of them is safe to feel. It is safe to feel what I am feeling. In this moment, I'm okay. In this moment, I am safe. In this moment, I'm allowed to feel exactly how I feel. Not trying to push away the things that I am feeling. I can still be angry. I can still be frustrated. I can still be sad. I can still wish that things were different. But it's not gonna change anything. I'm allowed to process my emotions. I'm allowed to grieve in whatever way helps me. Now what I want you to do is we're going to do a round of tapping, and I'm just going to kind of guide you. You don't have to repeat after me though. So we're going to tap on the top of the head. And what I want you to do is I want you to think about your grief. And if it's due to the loss of a loved one, maybe think about them. I know that this can be painful to bring up, but I really want you to feel whatever you're feeling so that you can release it. Just feeling into the grief. allowing yourself to process whatever is going on in that moment. Allowing yourself to remember this person. And just feel all the feelings associated with that. It's okay to cry. We're releasing the emotion so that we can process it better. Allowing ourselves to feel whatever it is that we are feeling. We're gonna begin repeating after me again. So tapping on the top of the head. I'm allowing myself to feel this grief. I'm allowing myself to process through this grief. I'm not dwelling on the sadness. But I'm allowing it to process so that I can start to feel better. Just allowing myself to feel these emotions allows myself to feel better. When we push our emotions down, that's when we have problems. The more we allow ourselves to process through the emotions, the closer we get to acceptance. It may take a while, and we may feel sad for a while. But the more that we just allow ourselves to process through the emotions, the faster we will feel better. Allowing yourself to feel whatever you are feeling. In this moment, I am okay. I can heal one step at a time. I can begin to feel better through processing my emotions. Allowing myself to release any remaining feelings. And just surrender to what is. I am allowing myself to grieve. I am allowing myself to grieve in order to get closer to acceptance. And you can stop tapping, and you can close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, and breathe out. want you to check in with your body. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how do you feel now about grief? Has your number gone down at all? Are you beginning to feel a slight sense of relief? Feeling a little bit better? And then just check in with your body. How's your body feeling? Are you noticing any tension that's gone away? Any tightness in your body? And how does your body feel now? Are you feeling more relaxed? And then once you have your number, you can open your eyes, come back to the room. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So for those of you who popped in the middle of it, I did explain a little bit in the beginning. This was kind of a heavy tapping. It was on grief. So I really encourage you to watch the beginning of it where I kind of explain a little bit more about what EFT tapping is and kind of the stages of grief. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Heather. Thank you so much. So if you want to, you can put what your number was before and now what your number is after. So Heather said her number was a 6 and now it's a 3. So that's really great. The goal is to get your number to go down. So whenever we do a tapping session, the way that you see if your number goes down, is if you're starting to feel better in your body as well. So basically, when we do the tapping, if your number isn't down to where you'd like it to be, you can always do the tapping over. So you have this will be on replay. If you want to come back and use this more often, you can watch this at any time that you feel like you need it. Like I said before, this one was really kind of heavy. So if you need some time to process afterward, if you need to kind of spend some alone time and just like cry it out, feel what you're feeling, I would encourage you not to like rush into anything or do this when you need to be somewhere right away. This is something that is really heavy emotion. So you're going to need some time to process through this one. Also, if you are interested in learning more about EFT tapping, I have EFT tapping sessions. So it's a one-on-one EFT tapping session with me where I create a customized plan. So this was more a generalized tapping, but I go more in depth and explain what EFT tapping is, and we really focus on your specific issue. So if you are interested in learning more about that, I'm going to post a link to schedule an EFT tapping session for me. So it's $30 for 30 minutes. So if you're interested, I'm going to post the link afterward. And also, I am accepting free clarity calls. So my free clarity call is basically a one-on-one with me where I go in depth with what my coaching program is. I let you know what kind of packages I offer, what I do in my one-on-one coaching package, and see if we'd be a good fit. So I'm going to post the link to that as well. And also, if you really enjoyed this, please share this on your page. I would love to have more people that can learn about EFT tapping because I feel like it's such a really good thing to bring to people. So let me just check in with the comments, see if I missed anything. And Oh, that's awesome. So you're feeling now like it's a 2, so that's really great. So I'm really happy that you guys came on and really enjoyed this EFT tapping session. Like I said, just remember that this is an ongoing process. This one may be a little bit heavier. So if this is your first time EFT tapping, maybe try one of the other EFT tapping. I just did a 10-day tapping series, which is also on YouTube if you want to check that out. So yeah, without further ado, thank you guys so much for joining, and I will see you guys next Tuesday.